jump into this program if you haven't already. Everything that Andrea's telling you is true and matters. The coaching, just show up for the coaching, whether it's live or watching the recordings, because you're going to glean a ton from it. Do the 3K and 30-day challenge as soon as possible and 100% do it.
My friend, welcome back to the Profitable Nutritionist. Today, you get to hear from TPN student Sadie Catania about how she turned her entire nutritional therapy practice around and make $18,000 in one 35-day period immediately afterwards. Sadie Catania is on the Profitable Nutritionist Podcast. Welcome. How are you?
Wonderful. It's
So
Friday.
excited. Yeah, it is Friday. We're having the Friday vibes. It's Friday. It's summertime. Couldn't be a better time to have a conversation about how you had a really big month in June when everybody says that the summertime is dead. Nobody's investing in their health in the summer. You found out that it's not true, and you're going to tell us all about it. So first, who are you? Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, my name is Sadie, and I started my journey off. Well, I started my journey off in the health and wellness industry 20 years ago. I was a health club owner and a personal trainer, and I built and licensed a little group personal training program to health clubs. I traveled all around and implemented it in health clubs, and that was a really fun part of my journey and chapter. It was kind of centered around the aesthetics of health and wellness, looking a certain way and, feeling a certain way, but not, it wasn't where I was supposed to be. And so fast forward, I had a baby, and then I had another baby, and then I had a health collapse. And nothing that I had ever, I couldn't go back to just working out and moving and eating well, and just like eating well, because when you eat for a certain aesthetic appearance, it's not actually deep nourishment. And so I actually couldn't move, I couldn't work out, I actually couldn't even hold my kids. So I couldn't work out. That wasn't, going to work for me anymore. And I started reacting to everything that I never had a problem with before. Chicken and brown rice and broccoli, like kind of the gym goers, staples.
Yeah.
And so nothing was working. So it was time to pivot and understand something deeper, but I couldn't really figure that out on my own. And so I was deeply, deeply unwell. When I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter, my appendix ruptured, and I went into the hospital, one person, and then I woke up from surgery a different person. And my whole life spiraled and really collapsed after that. I didn't understand then what I know now about MTHFR and anesthesia contraindications and mitochondrial health and all of the things. So for about 4 years, I was basically unable to function really at all, and I saw everybody. I saw all of the doctors, all of the specialists, and no one could help me. They just offered me medication after medication, and referred me to psych because I'm stressed.
So what is the timeline on this, Sadie? What year would this have been?
Yeah, this was in 2000. It all started, the health collapse was in 2014.
Okay.
And so I went, a really long time, I worked with functional medicine professionals too, and they couldn't help me either, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Spent $60,000 trying to recover my health and just find myself again. And then as a last ditch effort, I was researching like how to navigate the GAPS diet if you can't actually stand long enough to cook for yourself. And found Ann Fisher Silva, who is the original founder of Restorative Wellness Solutions.
Yep.
And I called her and I thought, she's not going to be in practice anymore. I won't be able to afford her, but I don't know, I found a lot of testimonials. So that's like a huge shout out to like put testimonials out there for yourself. She wasn't on social media. There was none of that. She kind of didn't exist except for this blog. And so I called her out of desperation, and she called me back and she said, your case really interests me. I don't typically take people on anymore, but there's, I'm curious to see if I can help you. And within 2 weeks of implementing, she did a bunch of testing and, a really good intake, asked really important questions that nobody else had asked. And within 2 weeks of implementing her protocol, I was out of pain.
Oh my goodness. And what year would this have been?
After 4 years. So that was about 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I, reached out and asked her, hey, how in the world do you do what you do? And no one else could do it for me. No one in the medical profession, no one in the holistic, what makes you different? And she said, I said, do I need to go back to school and get a degree in dietetics? Like, what do I have to do what you do? Because people need this. Mm-hmm. And she said, don't go to school for dietetics if you really want to help people. Go this path.
Sage advice, very sage advice. Well, okay.
She's the founder of RWS, so fair enough. So I started that journey as a nutritional therapy practitioner, and to really work with people who had kind of mystery things going on, complex cases. I wanted to help the people that couldn't find solutions anywhere else. And my mind was kind of blown at how simple it was if you have the right data and knowledge and asked really good questions. And so I became an NTP. And then, of course, I did what we all do. I didn't think I was qualified yet to help people. And so I went out and got lots more, certifications. I went through the RWS program to level 2, did clinician's code through Dr. Walsh, who I can't recommend enough. They're brilliant for clinical stuff, and still didn't feel ready.
Mm-hmm. And you knew all of the things. You had your own story. You had like all of the data that you could possibly have, but you still didn't feel ready. Common, super common.
Extremely common. And I'm so excited to share the game changer, which is
I'm excited to learn the game changer. Let's go.
You already know it. You taught it. So it's really, I think it'll be fun to hear how simple it is, and hopefully give other people hope too. So had all this knowledge, all this education, could talk about complex things, knew a lot about, or a little about a lot, I guess I should say, because I always feel like I know nothing, because, you have to stay humble in this work because it's very complex work. So found your course. Every single word that came out of your mouth, your demeanor, your body language, your authenticity, everything about you and what you said resonated so deeply with me. And it was almost impossible not to sign up. So that I think is a little different between me and maybe some other people who hesitate. I know I listen to your podcast, of course, and I hear that a lot of people binge listen to all of your episodes, and they wait, they glean all the and it's gold. Your podcasts are gold. But I just jumped in with head first, because that's kind of my personality anyway.
Yeah, and I love that. I'm the same way. If I feel like I'm in on something, I'm just like, okay, right now, let's go.
Yes. If it resonates with me, I have a hard time holding back. So I'm a little different from some of your, students in that way, that they waited. I just jumped in, and I'll tell you my regrets around jumping in, but not doing. Okay. Just doing what you said right away. So I jumped in. I started implementing a lot of your, just the whole program from start to finish, and it was amazing. Like everything you did, and the workbook, and the process for the pricing, and only one offer. That was so hard for me.
Yeah, that's a departure from what a lot of people come in with. I get that.
Yes. And you just brought so much clarity and focus to my chaotic mind. And so that helped me kind of laser beam in on what I needed to do. And then I think, then the 3K and 30-day challenge, the first one
Mhm.
was just ramping up for that summer.
Yeah.
So I jumped in
Okay.
and I was cruising along a couple
Mhm.
weeks in and got a client and kind of surprised myself. And then
What
just
just
like,
happened?
yeah. And then instead of continuing, and this I think is also just very interesting from a like behavioral psychology standpoint, is that I think I was afraid of success after that happened, and I stopped.
Yeah.
Like I stopped the 3K and 30-day challenge. I'd gotten some success, and then I think, and I understand now what happened,
Yeah.
but at that moment I didn't.
So this
So I
might have
ran.
been a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago?
This is, I think it was in 2019.
No.
No? No, I'm
No.
sorry. 2000, no. When did I,
We
let's see,
first did the 3K and 30 days challenge in
23. It
okay,
was,
it would have been 23. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
let me
we
see. I
started
have
doing it,
it.
I think, in maybe 2022.
March. Yes. Sorry. 2023. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So 2023. I don't know why I was thinking 2019. That's when I graduated.
Yeah.
So 2023.
So,
And
okay, I have to pause. Was this your first client or had you worked with anybody before?
I had a couple of clients.
Okay.
And I wanted to make, $3,000 in 30 days. I wanted to, everything you said, I felt like I needed and wanted, but there was a really important key thing that was missing, that I didn't understand, that
Yeah.
brought to light a little bit later. So it was a big game changer. So
Okay. Oh, I'm on the
I,
edge of my seat. I just have to tell everyone, I don't know the story. And Sadie and I
yeah,
have never talked before
no,
about this before. So I am like
yeah,
right here with you. Oh my gosh, what was it?
yeah. I think it's really important because I think a lot of us are moms. And I think we are, I was a homeschool mom at the time. My kids just started going to school full time last year, but which has nothing to do with success or not success, because the whole year they went to school, I didn't, work nearly as hard as I did. And it was actually May that I had my big month.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. So I um, just kept sort of trucking along, and I had great success. So for the amount of hours that I chose to work, I really was like kind of at my max, like from the beginning, but
Mhm.
also because I really didn't, I wasn't systemizing, and my processes weren't clean, and I was overworking, I was overthinking, I was just still doing a lot wrong. If you just follow your program from start to finish and do every single thing that you're told, that won't happen to you. But sometimes
But
we
our
do.
brains don't want to do that. We're like, no, let's like skip this part. Let's just do it this way.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
There's a great quote by my favorite author, and he's like my favorite human in the personal, well, growth, I guess, industry, is Eckhart Tolle. And he says that suffering is necessary until it becomes unnecessary. And yeah,
That's so
I feel like,
good. That's
yeah,
so good.
and with my clients it's true, and I have a whole team of practitioners now. That's true with them. It's definitely true with me, and really the nuts and bolts of that are we get in our own way,
Mhm.
so suffering is just necessary until it becomes unnecessary. And
Yeah.
when we choose to not suffer anymore and just follow, um, really what's like laid out for us in
Mhm.
your program, um, we won't suffer anymore. But it has to be, we have to just sort of suffer until we are done suffering. I don't know if that resonates with
It's so
everyone else, but
good.
it does for
No,
me.
that is so good. That can just apply to everything always.
It really can. It really, from marriage to parenting to,
Yeah.
yeah. And really it comes down to the shift, as in, even if it's things you can't control, the shift comes down to mindset, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so even if you just shift your mindset, you choose not to suffer anymore.
Yeah.
So I, kept going along, doing everything that I had learned, and everything that I implemented from your program worked like gold when I implemented it. So if I chose not to implement something, then I would suffer for a while until I went back and implemented it. So I picked up the fast forwarding. I picked up the 3K and 30-day challenge, and I say 3K because my goal was 6,600 in 30
Yeah.
days.
Yep. So
Uh,
you did this was 2 months ago. This was May 2025.
yep, yep,
Okay.
yes.
Perfect.
And
I should actually pause here and just let everybody know, in the TPN program, we have this challenge called the 3K in 30 days
Mhm,
challenge. You actually put in your own income goal, but we
mhm.
strongly suggest it's at least $3,000 for a 30-day time frame. But like, you can put in any number. You could put in 30K, you could put in 6,600, which is a really random number. And so I can't wait to hear why you chose that number.
Not
But
really.
you put in your revenue goal, and then you go through the 30-day challenge as you execute the exercises in the challenge to make your goal, whatever that is. We do this live a few times a year. We also have it set up evergreen. So anybody that joins the program can start the challenge immediately as soon as they want to. But I just wanted to like explain
Yes,
what we're talking about here. So that's
yes,
what Sadie
yes,
did. We weren't doing it live. We actually are doing it right now in June 2025.
yes.
But you jumped in and did the evergreen version in May, it
Yep.
sounds like. Yep.
Which I love that you have the evergreen because, when you're ready, you're ready,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no reason to hesitate. And that evergreen opportunity provided me that, the choice to do it in May.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's some complicated, life events that occurred. And I was listening to your podcast, the 5 traits of highly successful holistic nutrition.
Nutritionist. Yeah.
This is a game changer.
Okay. This is the
This
game
is
changer. Ooh, I
yes,
love
this
this.
is the this is the wake up call that I needed. Actually, that podcast was like just gold, of course, just, really,
Amazing.
really spot on. But for me, and I think for a lot of stay at home moms out there, well, we're not stay at home moms when we're working, are we? Or when we're homeschooling or when we're doing all of it. But
We're the
it's,
work way harder moms. Work
yeah,
all the hours of the day,
that's
be in
so
your
good.
office, be in your thing. I mean, all the moms are everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
and I think it's so much fun.
Mhm.
And so this was the big difference. So and in hindsight, after hearing this one trait, I looked back and saw all of my suffering was related to this one thing. It really came down to this. And that was decide that you really want a business.
Oh, this is big. Okay.
Yeah,
What did that bring up for you? What did you realize?
that I didn't really want a business
Yeah.
until that point.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do you
like
think you wanted before that point?
I told myself I wanted a business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I told myself I wanted a business. I wanted to be successful, but there was a like deep down on a subconscious level, I didn't want one. I had one before, right? This was my third business.
Mm-hmm.
This was my third business, and on a subconscious level, I felt like I knew that it meant it was going to be hard. And and the 2 businesses that I had before, I had them before kids, so I worked 80 hours a week.
Mm.
There was nothing in my way. I was a bit of a workaholic, and something deep down inside me said that's how it's going to be again.
Yeah. And
And
this made us sick before, by the way.
pardon, what was that?
And then your brain was probably like, and this made us sick last time. So
Yes, 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 yes,
must
yes,
protect.
yes.
Yeah.
And another one of my favorite sayings that I always come back um, to remember to be compassionate towards myself, and to help my clients remember to be compassionate towards themselves, is that every behavior solves the problem.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Say more.
yeah, even suffering is necessary until it becomes unnecessary. My hesitation uh, and like the obstacles I created to success towards my path towards success were really keeping me from what I was afraid of, which was really success.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't failure. I was afraid of success, because
Yeah.
success, the way that I used to do it, is not the way I do it anymore.
Yeah.
Success in my subconscious mind meant 80 hours a week, and and a health collapse a little bit later down the road. So my
Yeah.
body and my brain were really just trying to protect me
Mm-hmm.
from what it thought would occur
Yeah.
if I did it that way before, again.
Right.
So when
Makes
you said
perfect
that,
sense. It's so logical. It makes sense.
it does, and it's fair, and it's loving. Our body's always just trying to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
Our behaviors are always just trying to protect us. Even if we're getting in our own way, we have to say,
Like, why is
why
this happening? Why is this serving me? What is the purpose of
why
this?
is
Is
this
this somewhere?
serving
There's
me?
something there. Yeah.
It is always our maladaptive behaviors are always serving us.
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily ultimately in the way that we want to be served, but
No.
in the moment, keeping us right.
The short term.
So I was washing dishes when you said that, and I just stopped and I rewound it and I listened to it again, and I thought, I I didn't want a business. That was the problem. That was it. Just for me, there was like a huge cascade of understanding and awareness, and about how I was getting in my way and creating obstacles towards success. And I already knew from listening to you, like, blow people's minds and all the aha moments that occur in your coaching and in your podcast.
Oh,
That
thank you,
mindset.
by the way. You're just saying the nicest things. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
well, yeah, I mean, it's all true. So that mindset was pivotal. And I already know that, because I know, because I'm a coach.
Yeah,
I'm a master health coach,
yeah.
right? So I already know that. And so I thought, I wonder, so now I need my business, right? So in that moment, I'm washing dishes, I'm listening to the podcast, and I need my business. It's not a choice anymore. There was just some circumstances that occurred, and it wasn't. I needed to make money, and so I thought, I wonder what would happen if I went all in. Like, what will happen if I just go all in, and I'm not afraid of success or failure? What will happen? What will happen if I just go back and do the mindset work? And the 3K and 30-day challenge, I mean, it is like everything,
It's
right?
just all the mindset. It really is. Yeah.
So, yes. So as I was, so I chose my date. I chose my number, which was based on 2 6-month packages.
Okay.
I mean,
Got
2
it.
clients. I was
2
like, how
clients.
can I get 2 clients? Like, what am I doing here?
Right.
And so I started doing the mindset work and pairing it with massive action. So just being like, full disclosure, I was
Of
like,
course.
in
Yeah,
massive
we can't
action.
just journal our way to success. The journaling and looking at our thoughts has to lead to taking some massive
Right.
action.
Yes.
Towards it.
Massive, imperfect action. So
Mhm.
just, and then it was, really interesting because I have a team, right? And I'm further ahead in this work
Yep.
than they are. I'm their mentor.
Yep.
And so I thought, all the mindset work that was coming up, like, well, what if I set this goal and I say it out loud and I fail? Like, what will that mean about me as a leader? What will that mean about me as mentor? What will that mean?
Yeah.
And you ask those specific questions, like, what will it mean if I fail? Well, what
Yeah.
will it mean if I succeed? And so just doing
Yeah,
that
any
work.
of those rhetorical questions, we just always have to answer those questions. When our brain's like, well, what if this? Like, well, let's answer that. What if that?
Yep.
let's
Yes.
get clear on
Yes.
all those hypotheticals because they're not hypotheticals. Our brain loops on these things. We have to
Oh my
actually answer the
gosh.
question.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it not only loops on it, it like will make it true, right? So, whatever we want or don't want, our brain goes to work on, like, how can I make this happen or not happen for you?
Mm-hmm.
And it will like throw obstacles in your way if you don't want to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So I addressed all those things, and I think it's really important to note that the timer was necessary for me. I set it for 10 minutes, and I just didn't let myself stop writing until the end of 10 minutes,
Okay, so
because
that's part of the challenge. It's like you answer these questions and you just let your brain unload on whatever the answer is, and you just type or write or whatever it is for 10 minutes. Love it.
yes,
Yep.
yeah. And I would, the first couple of minutes are all the lies, like all the, you know what I mean? Like all
Totally.
the
Totally.
surface, like, things that we tell ourselves that aren't really true. And then, we just use the 5 whys, like, that we learn in coaching. Well, why is that? Well, why is that? Tell me more about that. Tell me more
Yeah.
about that. So it's just self-coaching.
Do it to yourself. Or exactly. Yeah.
So true. And so I would get to the end and I would just sit there and stare at what I had written and just be like, oh my gosh, it's me. I'm the obstacle.
Yep. Yep. There it
And
is.
yeah, and then when it would come to the massive action part, I mean, it would like bring up terror, right? Like, I have a lot of issues since my health collapse. One thing that I haven't fully overcome is incredible social anxiety, fear of being seen. I'm here, right, with you on a video podcast. So I've come a long ways, but there's still there. That's still there for me. And so I journal around that. Why am I afraid of being seen? And just keep taking that further. And then I would just do it anyway. I think that like this, just do it anyway. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Right.
And then, like, I don't even remember, very early into the month, I hit my goal. And then I was like, and then all the fear came up. Like, what if I am successful? What if I drown? Which is another one of your podcasts. What if I drown? So I listen to all of our podcasts, you guys. Just sign up, though, really. Like,
I'm over here. I'm like, I need to take a note of these podcasts so we can put them in the description.
Yeah.
I will do that. Yes.
Yeah, they're so good. But just sign up. If anybody's listening that hasn't already signed up, just sign up. Just sign up and do everything, and then do the 30K challenge or 3-day and 30K challenge. But set a higher goal for yourself, because that's so. Set your stretch goal. But so.
I love that. You should follow. Yes, follow this. Sadie's telling you the exact plan. Join TPN. We'll get you there.
Yes. I promise. If you just do it and stay out of your own way.
Yeah.
Like, and do it anyway, even if you're scared.
Do it sweaty. Like, it's not when we're sweaty and we're nervous. It's not the time to stop. Of course, we're sweaty and nervous. We're always sweaty and nervous.
Of course.
This is. Yes. Yeah. Yes. This is okay.
Yes. And
your clients are sweaty and nervous too. We got to model it. We got to make that not a problem.
Yes, model it. And how can we model it if we're not walking the talk of doing it anyway? Yes, you're tired. Get out of bed anyway. Yes, you want that thing, resist it anyway. Like, anyway. So I found every single coaching prompt wasn't just about me. It was about my clients and how to coach them better. So that was, you guys, like, it's not only like self-coaching. If you follow the prompts, you learn how to coach your clients better. Yeah. Because all the stuff that's coming up for you is coming up for them too. It's coming up for their, hesitation to lean into the work with you, or, sign up for the package with you. And we're all just in our own way. Yeah. And so I
have to ask, so how early in the month did you hit your $6,600 goal?
First 10 days.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. And
I'm imagining you're like, oh crap, now what do I do? Yeah. Do I go
Well, I was almost like,
am I done? What are we doing here?
I was like, what's possible? Oh my gosh. And I'll tell you, like, the key for me was, and you say this too, like, I think what's really important is, in the first time I did the 3K and 30-day challenge, I would miss a few days and then do 3 days in one day. Don't do that. That doesn't work. That does not work. You have to do it every single day.
Make it bite-sized, seriously, 10 minutes only, and just
10
do
minutes
it.
Only. Yep. Yeah. And like, I was just making everything too hard all the time, and so keeping it simple, showing up, setting an alarm, coming in, doing the prompts, and then implementing my massive action. And by massive action, you guys, like, I'm talking about like reaching out to somebody, one person.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask, is what were some of the massive actions that you were doing? What did that look like for you?
I'm not on social media at all. We have a social media account. Don't go look at it, because we're going to hire somebody to play with it just for fun. Yeah. Because we love to put information out there, but it is not where we're putting our eggs. That's not the basket we're putting our eggs in. My business is 100% word of mouth. And okay, so I think that this is important to mention because of all of my fellow overcomplicators. I'm in the mini mind. I haven't fully implemented everything yet. So I don't have a funnel. Yeah. I don't have a newsletter. I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm just saying it's possible without any of them.
Yeah. So she's talking about a more advanced group that we have called the Client Attraction System, where it's like all about making a cold leads funnel and running ads to it, which you have that information. Yes. But she's saying, I don't have that set up right now.
I don't have that.
That's not where it's coming from. That's not where the magic is coming from. Nope. It's the word of mouth.
100%. Yeah. And I also don't get out there. I don't attend networking meetings. I don't. So if I can do this, anybody can do this. I am not special. I am not out there. I'm not on social media. I don't have a blog or YouTube account. I have nothing. And so I would just reach out to one person. And sometimes a couple of times that one person was a doctor who, like a functional medicine doctor who had sent me, or who a client either had come to through me or through them, or for an example is one particular client came to me trying to implement a functional medicine doctor's protocol, but struggling. And the functional medicine doctor didn't know me, but then eventually she did, because I would, reach out to her for with some questions about testing or what have you. And so we had connected very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to her and said, hi, Dr. So-and-so, this is Sadie. I've loved working with your patient. We've had great success, as you know. I really love the way that you work with her too. If there's anybody else that I could serve that you know of that's struggling to implement your protocols, this was so scary for me.
Yeah. This is such gold. I am so glad you are saying this.
Yes. And I will screenshot my exact text message to her.
Amazing. Amazing.
And I will screenshot in the platform, in our journal, the forum, her reply back, which was, "Oh my gosh, I love this idea. Can you bring by some information and set it up in my office so that everyone can meet you?" What?
Yep, sure could. I'm sure I could find time to do that.
Why was there ever any hesitation? That was so easy. What was I afraid of?
Yeah.
And so it's not always a knock it out of the ballpark. There was another functional medicine doctor that I reached out to that I didn't hear back from, but who cares?
Right.
So that was the most important thing, was not how other people responded, but was that I kept showing up every single day and doing what I was supposed to do and doing what I committed to. Mm-hmm. The outcome didn't matter, although I was, gleaning insights and data from like how I approached it and how they responded, what worked, what didn't work, what will I change moving forward? I'm sure that all sounds very familiar. I learned it from you.
It's a pretty good evaluation process, I think. Yeah, keep it simple.
Exactly. I learned that from Andrea too, for those of you who aren't in the program. What went well, what didn't go well, what will I change moving forward? So after every interaction, and oftentimes it was just like, I will have more confidence. I will talk less. So then, anyways, I would just that was the extent of my massive actions, is I would choose something manageable, that I could do every day in 5 or 10 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes is massive action.
I was wondering before, because like I said, we have not discussed this previously. Mm-hmm. I'm learning all of this, along with everybody else, but I was wondering if you were going to say, I got my ads turned on, I got my funnel going. Like, I was very curious to hear what your actions were.
Can we have another podcast after I do all that?
Okay, perfect.
And I'll tell you. I'll tell you how greatly successful that was too.
Perfect. Well, I think that this is better, because that will come and you will do that. I have no doubt about it. But this is better. It's like, no, there were just a few things that I was really resisting doing. They weren't even that hard. They didn't take that much time. And diligently doing them is just what unlocks the floodgates, really. And I just see that for so many people. I love that we can talk about this.
Yes. I think it's so much simpler, and you can be raw, and it's imperfect action all day long. Mm-hmm. Some of my other actions were, because I'm sure people are like, well, what else did you do to generate almost $18,000?
Almost $18,000 into your $6,600 goal.
It would have been $18,000 had everybody just made their payments on time. Okay. So came to the end of my 30 days. Yeah. And there were I think it was 15,700 that I had gotten, but there were $2,700 outstanding. So
okay, I think
2 days later,
we could say 18. I feel that
cash 35 days, 18,000.
Okay. Yep. Right there. It's mind blowing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, this is so exciting. So exciting. What are we'll get to that. What were some of these other massive actions?
Just reaching out to a client and saying, I'm, absolutely love working with you. if you know of anybody else who could benefit from the type of work that we're doing together, I have, X amount of spots available. I'd love to fill them with people just like you because I adore you. And that way,
Oh, that's so good.
yes, those were my perfect, easiest clients,
Yep.
who I adore my clients. I mean, I am just the luckiest practitioner to get to work. It's just such an honor and a privilege. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just amazing humans. So I do want to fill my practice with them.
Yeah.
And so, and then they would reply with, please send me exactly what I need to say to promote you.
Ooh, this is fantastic. All right.
And
I
one
love
of,
your clients too. That sounds
yeah,
amazing.
I mean, good people, good humans.
Yeah.
I provide a very high touch experience, so we're very connected.
Yeah.
Um, and then I wrote it out, and she said I screenshotted it, saved it in my notes, and I will send that exact thing to everyone I know that can help get your benefit
Yeah.
from your help. So things like that. So collaboration with other like-minded, synergistic, aligned professionals.
Mhm.
Just reaching out every single day and talking to a real human. I think that is the
It's
that is
big.
a huge difference between social media or even our newsletters, which I'm not even doing yet, or blogging, or just
Mhm.
waiting for people to come to
Yeah.
you is a little harder than actually like just reaching out. You're putting yourself out there. And when I say I have a fear of being seen, like that means even like asking for referrals. Like that is hard for me.
Mhm.
I mean, and so I think a lot of people, and even my amazing team of practitioners, because they are so powerful, so amazing. I think they often think, well, this is easy for you. It is so hard for me.
Yeah.
It is physically and emotionally painful for me because of things I'm still trying to overcome.
Yeah.
But I did it anyway.
That's
And
so good.
I made $18,000 for my family, and we
Mhm.
really needed it.
Yeah.
So,
That is I could just cry. That is incredible.
oh, I'm
So
glad it felt
how did you reconcile that? I mean, I know that like you said you were having some success and tolerance. You were having a little bit like of the
good.
feels that were coming up around that. Did it push your buttons at all? As this money kept coming in and as it and
Yes.
I mean, what
Yes.
what was your self-coaching looking like as the month went on?
I love coaching. It's everything. Like all the clinical work that we can gain skills around, great, but coaching is the game changer for everything, self and clients.
Mhm.
And if you just get coaching from Andrea, which I've gotten a couple live coaching, but I also had even just fear around showing up to a coaching session with
Yeah.
you, like in the group.
Yeah. That was stressful. I can
So
imagine that. I think a lot of people probably feel that way, so I get
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But you did
do
it
it anyway.
anyway.
Do it
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just listening to you coach others, you talk about how that's beneficial, but I think we all go, but no, I don't see, like, cause it's not my question. And oh
Yeah.
my gosh, just show up,
Yeah.
and listen, cause you'll get so much from it. And so, when the money started coming in, there was a big trigger, subconscious trigger, like, oh no, 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 no. Like, I'm going to drown. I'm going to drown. I'm going to be working 80 hours a week. I'm never going to see my kids again. Like,
Mhm.
I'm going to like have another, like, collapse. I can't handle this. It's too much for me. And then there was the podcast, I Hope You Drown. so, um, so it was, and then also, Andrea, another saying that you have, is, how is this not a problem?
Yeah. It's like it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is something that I used a lot. Like, how is this not a problem? How is this a good thing?
Mhm.
How is this an opportunity? And it actually resulted in some really profound shifts in the way that I take care of my clients. And
Oh.
and um, it did not eliminate any results. So seeing them less often was how I
Mhm.
solved that problem.
Yeah. So
I
you
did
didn't
not
drown.
I did
Yeah.
not lower my price.
Mhm.
I just cut the amount of times I saw them, which
Mhm.
gave me a raise
Yes, it
without
did. Yeah.
raising my
So
family.
how did you make sure that their results were not going to suffer? What did you do?
Because I already knew that my process was highly effective, and I had become so skilled and efficient during our sessions, and that it almost felt like overkill.
Yeah.
Sort of like when you first start off, you have to, you do more, right? You work more because you don't really know how to do what you want to do yet. And then the longer you do it, the easier it gets, the more clarity you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so,
The better you get, the less sweaty you get.
yeah, the
You're
less
just a
sweaty you
little
get.
less sweaty every
But then
time.
you have to start lifting heavier, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to, yeah. And so,
That's
yeah.
such a good that's such a good reminder though. Like that you because I see people do this where they really agonize over like what their offer is going to be and how many sessions in the package and how often do we meet, just agonize over it. And the bottom line is you'll probably change and you don't know in the beginning. You just got to get in there sweaty and you just got
Yep.
to go with your best idea and then you
Yes.
can change it later. It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think it's important to note that when I first started off with you, I was charging $150 a month.
Look
And
at that. Look how times
seeing
have changed.
and seeing clients, I would see them once a month, and then I would say unlimited support in between, and boy was it unlimited. And there were multiple phone calls, I had no boundaries. And so in that way, I would have had another health collapse. I would have drowned. So I had to set up clear boundaries. What do I want my life to look like?
Mhm.
And how do I set that up?
Yeah.
And honestly, what I was modeling for my clients is boundaries. Like,
So good.
you too have permission to say, this is how you can reach me and when you can reach me
Mhm.
and how long we'll talk for. You too have permission to set those
Yeah.
boundaries with the world around you.
Yeah.
And so just understanding that my health collapse resulted in really like really bad boundaries around everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then understanding the importance of that for my clients and their complex health issues.
Yeah. And lo and behold, you make more money, they get better results, and the
Yeah.
referrals keep pouring
Yes.
in.
Yes. And I have clients who say, and at first I would say, I'll just move these sessions, we'll start seeing each other every 2 weeks and I'll move them to the end. And they're like, oh, you don't have to do that. Like I had a couple of clients say, I'm really happy with, the pace at which we're moving and the results that I'm getting. Nobody wanted dollars for hours. Like nobody, they just wanted the transformation. Like,
Just want the
please keep
results.
that close to
Yeah.
heart. Like nobody is paying for like how many sessions they're going to see you for. They do not care. They have no idea what the work is supposed to look like. They don't care how many times they see you. They just want the outcome.
Mhm.
Like, I think I learned that from you too. Like if someone were to come to you and swipe their credit card, is that you? Like
Yeah.
that's your coaching, right? Like you say like, I can give you this.
Yeah, it's like
And
if somebody's coming to check out at the checkout register, they're not buying 20 hours with you. They're swiping their credit card for the result that they're going to get that you're putting in
yeah.
the bag and that you're handing to them.
Yes.
That's what
They
they
don't care if
want.
they're going to see you 150 hours. They don't know. They don't
They have
know.
no
You
idea.
know. You know
Yeah.
what it takes to get them to where they want to go. And what I was finding is I was becoming so efficient that seeing them weekly for the first 3 months, which is what I would do for a 6-month package,
Mhm.
for 30-minute coaching call, like a quick phone call, it was overkill. And so then I was like, okay, we're going to go to, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
they're still so happy. So that gave me a big raise. And I didn't have to. So that's a creative way to give yourself a raise.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you can only do after you've gotten in there and you've faced the fear of drowning and realized I'm actually not, I can put boundaries in place to make sure I don't drown. It's going to be okay.
Yes.
And having a lot of people wanting to work with me is a good problem. So if I get to the place where I feel like I'm drowning, that's a good problem to have anyway.
It is. It
And we
is.
can solve it.
Yes.
So okay, sounds like you've solved it by also having other practitioners that work underneath you. I did not know this. So talk me through this
Yeah,
decision.
not underneath me.
Not underneath.
Nope, they're not underneath me. I am their mentor for
Okay.
clinical work and business stuff, right?
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is my third rodeo, right?
Okay. Yep.
In business, and I do bring a lot to the table for a lot of things. Then I have two models. One is still in beta test, which is the practitioner model.
Okay.
If and it's very exclusive, like application sort of scenario, but they can basically walk in and everything is set up for them.
Okay.
But they still have to do the mindset work, right? Like I don't provide leads and I don't provide clients. So they still have to do all the mindset work around.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But I cover their overhead entirely and I provide clinical consultation on cases. So for a brand new practitioner who can't do blood labs or Dutch or GI map or any of those things, I help them be able to implement all of those types of testing.
Got it.
And just give a second pair of eyes on a case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry.
No, that's great. So when you feel like you're drowning, or if and when you got to that point, did you have the option for yourself that you could refer to those other practitioners if you wanted to?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that part of your plan?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but right now I had hours that I needed to fill on my books.
Yeah, so you're good.
And so I was working on taking care of that first. But yes, I could absolutely refer, and I have passed them.
Yeah.
Well, there's one brand new practitioner I haven't passed anybody to yet, but I have absolutely passed all of them clients. And the goal of the mini mind is to generate a ton of leads.
To generate a lot of leads with your ads.
To them. Yeah. So eventually providing leads will be a part of that. But I think it is important to note too that once things started to pick up, I think one mindset block that I overcame during the 3K and 30-day challenge this last time is this is going to be so hard. Like it's so hard to have a business and have kids who are at home during the sun, like all these lies. And then I would just say, well, but then how can I make it easier?
Yeah. Like, okay, well, if we think that, then let's solve for that. How could it be simpler? Why am I making it so hard?
Yep. And literally I have reminders set at 8 a.m. in the morning. It says decide and take imperfect action every single morning.
Amazing.
7 days a week.
Amazing.
And then in the evening, evaluate and iterate. It's like that's all from this program, you guys. So, but once I put those in place and truly did it, and I would come to the end of the day and it's at 8:00 and I would come, my reminder pops up if I forget, and I come in my office and I say, what went well, what didn't go well, and what will I do differently moving forward? And that encompasses my entire life, like parenting, like struggles with kids and screen time, and were they busy enough? Did they have? And it actually, if you do it every single day, your life just becomes better and better and better and better because your
kids have so much more to mock you for if you're like me, because they're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna do it again. What went well?
Yes, absolutely. And it's luckily for my kids, they go to this sweet little private school called Act and Leadership Academy, and it's actually like sort of this entrepreneurial, like
amazing.
Personal growth. It's really cool. So everything that they like learn at school, it aligns with everything that I say all the time and the things that I learned in this program. So it's a good alignment. But they are like, oh, here we go.
Here it is.
It's summer. But it's a lifestyle change when you're working on your mindset.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle change, right?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's just a different way of looking at the world too. My kids will have friends over. This is just an aside. It's so funny. So I have teenage age kids ish. Wow. My youngest is 12. My oldest is 15. And so their friends will be over, and I mean, inevitably we'll get into a conversation about what I do or something. Like they'll see my office. They're like, why do you have cameras in there? What do you know? So it comes up. And then my kids will be like, oh, because she talks to people about their brains. She's going to talk to you about their brain. They're like, watch out. She's going to talk to you about your brain.
I love it. How lucky I am. Oh my gosh. I would send my kids to your house all the time.
We talk. That's all we do here is we talk about our brains. We talk about our brains.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and yes. And that's another like neat alignment between what my kids are learning. They one big premise of this school is fail forward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Failing forward is just to, mistakes are our best teachers, and just a fail forward, like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, I don't like the way that felt. Oh, that's too much. Oh, I need to shift that a little bit.
Yep.
And we can always pivot. We can always pivot. We can always shift. And then, and sometimes we think to ourselves, well, but then that will look unprofessional. But the truth, it's all lies, right?
It's
Like
just
the
a
truth
lie.
is,
Yeah.
when we shift and pivot, we are also giving our clients permission that everything isn't black and white, and you can pivot if you need to, right out of that thing that you committed to for the school. Like, you can pivot. I'm sorry, I thought I could do this, but it's not working for me. And, so yeah. So mindset work is everything. So I think my biggest takeaway from the challenge this round was, do it every day, no matter what. Don't make it harder than it is, because it's not hard.
Yeah.
And take the massive imperfect actions, and really just commit to shifting your thinking, because we're
The actions
creating
follow.
one
When you
forever.
shift your thoughts about it, then you do the hard thing that you're putting off, and it's usually not
It's not hard.
a labor intensive thing. It's
It's not
usually a
hard.
short phone call, a short email, a text. Like you said, like, it's reaching out to the person that you've been thinking, I should do that, but I'm too scared, and we have all the drama, and it's just actually doing those things.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
so much easier than we think it's going to be. Yeah.
And what a gift to those clients that are working with you. So how many clients is $18,000, by the way? How many new clients is that?
That's well, some of them were, so I have where people come in and they pay out. Let's talk about numbers. Yeah. Cause I think everyone always is like, well, how much does she charge?
Yeah.
And how much I charge is not how much you should charge, but just so you have context, some of them were, $700 for the initial setup, and that includes labs. And then mostly my clients choose a 6-month package, because that's really what we need to do to get them where they're going. So it was about 10 new clients, but not all of them 6-month packages.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of them may roll into a 6-month package, but we're waiting for their labs to come back. They're getting started. And I did not have, like, I guess that's essentially 2 types of offers now, but one is kind of just an entry point, and then really
and you're figuring out what works for you.
Yeah, my offer is a package, but helping people get started as soon as possible is that nice $700.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's running labs and like an intake of some sort with you to talk about
It's intake
them.
and what, I lightly call the health optimization blueprint, where I say, okay, here's what I'm seeing, here are your results, like a report of findings visit, like, here are your results. And then here's what I believe we need to do to get you where you want to go. And by this point, I clearly understand their goals. I clearly understand their health story. I clearly understand what's in the way. And sometimes that involves deeper testing, but not usually up front. I did follow the model of loads of testing, giant packages. I have been through that for a short period of time. And it didn't feel good, and it wasn't effective. It wasn't necessary. So
I was going to ask about that. Did you just feel like you don't need all of these all at once? Is that what your thought was?
The more you do it, you're like, my process is kind of lean and mean, I mean, not price wise necessarily, because I have to charge what I charge to do the work and focus on the clients well and give them the attention that they deserve. But it doesn't come with like everybody doesn't get a GI map and a Dutch and a food sensitivity allergy test and a $600 panel of labs. So I start with a $250, and that includes an interpretation fee, $250 for labs and interpretation fee, and then the remainder of that $700 is for my time, and it includes an intake and a report of findings, and here's what I think you should do. And
then that's when you sell them into a longer package.
Yeah. Well, oftentimes it's like, yes. Like, before I'm even done, they're like, yep.
Okay. What's the next step? Here we go.
It's not, there's never a sales conversation.
No.
There's never a sales conversation. There's never any hesitation for around my pricing. I fully believe in my offer. That's also really pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, really feeling 100% confident around what I'm going to be able to do for them and what I need to charge to do that well.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is so good. This is so
Yeah.
good. I love
I'm
that you're
so
willing to
glad
talk
it's
numbers.
helpful.
That's so helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you I know that we're kind of at time here and I want to be
Yeah.
respectful of your time, but do you have a couple more minutes to just say
Yeah,
what would you
absolutely.
say
Yes.
to a little bit younger you, before you, or someone that's just starting out? What else would you say to them? You've given a lot of nuggets already, but is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah. Let me think. I think first and foremost, jump into this program if you haven't already. Fully
I love
commit.
you so much.
I mean, that's what I would say, right? Genuinely from my heart. Fully commit to the workbook and to the work. And everything that Andrea's telling you is true and matters. The coaching, just show up for the coaching, whether it's live or watching the recordings, because you're going to glean a ton from it. Do the 3K and 30-day challenge as soon as possible and 100% do it. Had I, so I did that in 2023. Had I done that in 2023, where would I be today? Had I
If you had
made,
been consistent, yeah.
yeah, 18 grand 2 years ago, what would I be making now?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
so sooner the better. So my future self would say that to her back then. Yeah, I think that, and then charge what you need to do this work to feel really good about it, and
Yeah.
and to be able to do it without feeling like resentful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good. I echo all of that. And
yeah,
yeah. But we can't look backwards, but what an exciting thought to think of what's coming for the next 2 years,
yeah,
because you did have the success and you
yeah,
have been doing the work
yes,
and really examining. I think the success intolerance, like that is just such a
hmm,
great awareness that you and I mean I think it's a great conversation because so many people have this. Like I don't want to make myself sick. I don't want to drown. Like that's really a thought that a lot of people have.
yeah. It's going to be so hard, or it's already so hard. If it's hard, you're making it hard. I promise. I think the other big, really important thing to mention that I want people to hear is that it was easy to make $18,000 in
So
35
good.
days. It was easy, and I could have made more. I could have made more. I see now how I could have made more. And I don't think that making multiple six figures is hard now. I don't think it's going to be hard. And I'm not afraid of the work either, because I work about 20 hours a week. So just so everybody has that also. Um, and about ten of those hours are with clients.
Okay.
The rest is
So
on
about
my
10
own.
hours a week with clients, 10 hours working on your business and not
Mhm.
necessarily in it. I oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm going to just record that. It's already
Oh,
recorded, but I'm going to put that
yeah.
everywhere. Like it is easy. It
It
is
is easy.
actually easy.
And if it's hard, it's because you're in your own way. But suffering's necessary until it becomes unnecessary. So I love that saying. Yeah. Yeah. I hope it was helpful. I hope it lands on somebody. And if anybody has any questions and you're in the program, please DM me. And I'm so happy to hop on a call and share any additional insights.
That was just so generous of you. So how do people find you, by the way? How do they
Um,
find you? Give us all of the places that you are, not on social media, it sounds like,
so
but
our,
where
our,
else
yeah,
are you?
I mean, I'm there, but you would be disappointed. You go there. You don't need social media, I promise. So foundationalwellnesssolutions.com, and our website is in the middle of a complete overhaul. So in a month, it will look entirely different. And let's see, that's it. Uh,
Amazing.
you
Amazing. Okay, we'll have that in the description too. We'll have it linked
yeah,
up so people can find you and
yeah.
connect with you. Oh my gosh, this was the best Friday. Sadie, thank you for
Aw,
so
thank you
generously sharing. I'm just feeling I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for your clients. I'm so
yeah.
excited for this conversation also to go out in a few weeks because like what a great reminder that I just see so many people that think it hasn't happened for me yet, it's not going to happen. And just
Yeah.
such a great reminder that's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Today's a new day.
Yeah.
Start today.
Yes,
Just start.
yes, yes. And I think you do this too for the same reason. One of the other really important missions for me and why I opened up my practice for other practitioners and I'm working on that model is that I know you see this too. These brilliant people who have so much to offer, so many gifts, so much talent, quitting before they help the people they're here to help.
Yeah.
And you're just making it so much easier for them to do that, for them to actually like execute their craft and show
Mhm.
up and shine their light. So this program will help you do that, and then eventually, hopefully, my model will be an easier way for practitioners to,
Yeah.
do like not deal with the overhead part of it, and have a case consultations too. But I wanted to make it so easy for practitioners to just do what they're here to do. But if you do the mindset work that Andrea is teaching you, um, you will be successful. I promise you. I'm walking, talking proof of that. So
Best commercial ever. Sadie, thank
I
you.
promise I'm not trying to be a commercial. I'm just genuinely from my heart. This has been my personal experience, and I think May was a really good uh, good proof of your process.
I've just received that, and I'm so glad
Oh,
that you have had good success and that you're willing to share it. That is just such an incredible gift. And it is not lost on me that this is time that you took out of your workday to do that. So thank
so
you.
funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I will. Yes, I will. I will look forward to seeing you on the coaching calls. And yeah,
And we are going to have you back on here after you start running ads. We're going to talk about it. I can't wait.
yeah, I'd love to. I will be excited to share how that works.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Sadie, so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.